Peter Moon and Preston Nichols suggest in their books that a group of Nazi scientists who were working at a secret underground research lab next to an old radar station near Montauk Point conducted a series of experiments to control the weather. As the locals at Montauk reported unusual weather events which occurred during the 1970s and early 1980s. The Nazi scientists at Montauk may have been inspired by the work carried out by the late Austrian psychoanalyst Wilhelm Reich, who later immigrated to America in 1939. He conducted research into harnessing and using this subtle form of life force energy. But much of Reich's work has been widely ridiculed by many mainstream scientists, who dismiss his work as a pseudoscience. This orgone energy is massless and is scalar, where living objects radiate orgone energy in all directions, and the orgone energy has similar properties to heat or radiation. There are two different types of orgone energy. The first is simply known as or orgone energy, and Reich believed this form of energy could be used to treat illnesses and is beneficial. The other form of orgone energy is known as DOR, or deadly orgone energy, which causes illnesses and creates negative effects. According to Reich, orgone energy consisted of bions, self-luminescent subcellular vesicles, which he believed were observable in decaying or organic materials. Orgone energy has been compared with a number of different types of spiritual energy, such as Kundalini, which is described as lying like a coiled snake or serpent at the base of the spine, represented as either as a goddess or sleeping serpent waiting to be awakened. Plus, this energy is also known as prana in India, and chi in China. Today this form of energy can be seen with Kirlian photography, which was discovered in 1939 by the Russian inventor and researcher Semyon Kirlian, who accidentally discovered an image on a photographic plate, which was connected to a high-voltage power source. It produced an image of a subtle form of energy being emitted from an object. Wilhelm Reich also made a number of devices known as orgone accumulators, which he claimed he could cure a number of illnesses and diseases with these accumulators, and he was banned by the United States government from producing books on this subject. The orgone accumulators were made up of alternating layers of organic and metallic materials, such as plywood, metal sheets, wool, and wire wool materials. He also produced portable devices known as an orgone box, which was made up of alternating layers of wood and metal sheeting, which was connected to a mask, via a pipe, as Reich believed the orgone energy was also present within the air, and it could be breathed in using one of his orgone boxes. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, prevented him from selling his orgone devices, and he was later charged with being in contempt of court. The FDA also ordered the destruction of 250 copies of his books, which were written by Reich about this type of unusual energy. Reich also constructed a device known as a cloudbuster, and he claimed he could control the weather with this device, and make clouds move away. The cloudbuster consisted on an array of hollow steel tubes, which acted as waveguides, and these tubes were connected to a number of flexible metal pipes, and the other end of the pipes was buried deep into the soil, below the water table mark. The argon energy would then be discharged into the flexible metal tubes and into deep pit, located below the water table. Reich also connected his cloudbuster to a deep well, to ground the device. His cloudbuster worked by pointing his device directly at a cloud, and this would cause the cloud to disperse, but when this cloudbuster was pointed to one side of a cloud, the cloud would move to the spot. This would affect the weather, by dispersing rain clouds, or by attracting clouds towards the device's location. Many psychics who visit this old disused radar station at Montauk report sensing bad energy, and this feeling may be caused by large amounts of deadly argon energy being present at this site, and this form energy may make people feel uncomfortable. I visited this old radar station in 2003, and I felt the area had a lot of energy, but this energy also felt very oppressive. It felt like the feeling you get at the start of a thunderstorm, yet no thunderstorms were forecast for the day I visited this old radar station. Argon energy has fallen out of favor with many New Age groups and researchers, but in the 1980s, a number of scientists have put forward a theory, which involves type of energy known as biophotons. Biophotons are photons made up of light, in the ultraviolet and low visible light ranges that are produced by a biological system, where the emission of biophotons is technically a type of bioluminescence. But the emission of biophotons is generally invisible to the naked eye, and this theory has superseded argon energy, where Reich believed argon energy was made up of bions. These biophotons are emitted by all living things, where the soil is alive with organisms, bacteria, and invertebrates. Plus the land is covered with plants, trees, and shrubs, which all emit biophotons, and our ancient prehistoric ancestors were aware of this energy, and marked the places with standing stones, where this energy was most prominent. Some people in authority took Wilhelm Reich's claims very seriously, and they tried to suppress his research work. Reich was imprisoned, where he died in 1957. According to some authors, argon energy played a key role in the Montauk project, and at the Montauk radar station may have been conducting experiments by using Reich's work as a new form of weapon, where they could affect weather. This form of energy may explain why the authorities wanted to suppress Reich's research, because the authorities may have wanted to weaponize this form of energy, and they may have wanted to build a number of secret weapons which could project this deadly form of argon energy at their enemies, as this type of energy is virtually impossible to detect. The Nazi scientists at Montauk incorporated Wilhelm Reich's work into their own work on psychotronics, where they believe they could enhance a person's psychic abilities by resonating an octahedronal-shaped antenna. This type of antenna consists of two pyramids, which share a single base. This antenna was covered with alternating layers of wood and metal. The resonance would cause the emission of argon energy and was emitted out of the apex, and focused into a beam, which would line up with the base of the spine of a gifted psychic sitting in a special chair above the antenna. In a recent article on the Daily Mail website, called "Scientists Discover Great Pyramid of Giza Can Focus Electromagnetic Energy Through Its Hidden Chambers," where research was carried out at the ITMO University in St. Petersburg, in Russia, who created a model of the pyramid at Giza, and they discovered the pyramid is good at emitting electromagnetic waves. The scientists used resonating waves to energize their model pyramid, and they discovered it emits energy out of its base and into the ground. They also discovered electromagnetic hotspots within the pyramid, which is ejected out the top of the model pyramid. The interior chambers may have acted as echo chambers, which were used by the Egyptian priests, who would continuously chant inside these chambers. This chanting would also produce acoustic standing waves, and the chambers would have acted like amplifiers, increasing the volume or magnitude of the chanting, which would echo around the interior of the pyramid. The Russian scientists believe this discovery could lead to the development of new types of pyramid-shaped antennas which can focus electromagnetic fields and emit narrow beams of energy. The chanting inside the pyramids at Giza would cause the air molecules to resonate within the chambers, and help produce the formation of electric and magnetic fields. The energy may have been emitted by a piezoelectric effect, where the walls of the chambers were made of granite, which contain a high concentration of quartz crystals. The sound waves would cause the crystals to expand and contract, and when this occurs the crystals will emit electromagnetic energy. The electric and magnetic fields may also interact with the weak and subtle spiritual or biophotonic energy within the pyramids, and this energy may affect the weather around the pyramid. In the late 1970s, I was unfortunate enough to witness a number of satanic rituals being performed in a crypt inside a church within central London. I witnessed seeing a group of men, standing in a circle, who were repeatedly chanting. I was informed by one member that this chanting causes the air molecules within the crypt to resonate and produces acoustic standing or pressure waves. This resonance opens up portals into other dimensions, where demons reside. This may sound like a load of superstitious nonsense, but to the Nazi scientists, they believed in the occult, and these different types of spiritual energy known by different cultures around the world, is very weak and subtle, and one way to enhance this form of subtle energy is by using resonance. Therefore, resonance is the key to unlocking doorways or portals into hidden dimensions, and this makes time travel and teleportation possible. Nikola Tesla once stated, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, where vibration is a form of resonance." The Nazi scientists at Montauk were very interested in using Wilhelm Reich's work to develop new secret weapons, to control or destroy the minds and bodies of people using deadly orgone energy, which is virtually impossible to detect. These Nazi scientists at Montauk combined occultism with modern-day physics to create a new form of occult physics, which very little is known about. Occultism about the use of hidden knowledge, which dates back centuries, and the Nazi scientists kept much of their work a closely guarded secret. So I hope this video has given a brief insight into the secret occult physics, which includes the work of Wilhelm Reich.